Advance, we be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damages. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Check out. Right, 40. Sponge. No.
Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Luck. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 22 yards there, a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Luck and Walker with it over the middle. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 37.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
And some space here. There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Spencer Ware, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10. This is Darrell Henderson, the rookie 3rd-rounder. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Henderson will try to run for the first. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. On second down, it's Miller. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. Out of the gun, Luck. And he locates Walker, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Luck trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. It's the rookie from Washington, Taylor Rapp, who picked it. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Fresh off the pick 6, it's Locke. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again. Dalton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's Luck. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now it's Miller. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. A shotgun snap for Luck. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Short boot, take it at the 21. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Andy Dalton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's 2nd
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a second down coming up. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now Dalton. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
At their own 46-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On second down, here's Miller. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Now maybe a free play here for Locke. And he's going to go down, but a penalty marker too, and they might very well have jumped the snap there. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Samson Abukum in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Cardinals will take over at their 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And now it's third down.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Throwing on third and long. Dalton trying to lay one up deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Draw play. This is Miller. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 38, Luck. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Luck looks to throw on 3rd and 1. Finds his target. It's Gates. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Luck now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. They'll run with Miller. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the gun, here's Luck. And the pressure gets to him again. Samson Ebukam has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to weigh in, enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot, Devin McCourty. Mecole Hardman, the intended target.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. 10 carry now for Lamar Miller. And this play a lot like the previous one, thanks to that stout Cardinal defense. Back-to-back, they've been tackled behind the line. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Walker with a grab, left side. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Love. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Luck now to throw. Open man, David Morgan, the tight end. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Luck on first down. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off at the 47. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel. And
he's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Amari Cooper with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying some.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Samson Abukum in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw, Love. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 46.
Luck now 12 of 16 thus far. It's first and 10.
12. He's coming. Strong right. He's coming. Double up.
Now Luck. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Luck. Forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go. The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability.
Touchdown, Cardinals! Amari Cooper, 76 yards. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Play action. It's Luck. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
54 Mike. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
So Dalton now. And he goes down. Dalton couldn't get rid of it, and that will be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Now it's Luck. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Samson Abukum racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Luck. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Luck. Open man, it's Allen. He's by himself, Keenan Allen. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's go, boys, bring it on. At their own 33-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Cardinals push further out in front. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 2nd and 12, Luck. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse, but now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Luck. And he locates Walker, complete. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. It's a big play there for Seattle. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the... And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And it's no good. My goodness, his 3rd miss of the game here on a PAT, and wouldn't you know it, that's the difference in this game right now. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Airing it out for Olsen. And this will be caught at the 30. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it?
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Amari Cooper with his 3rd touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. On first down, it's Locke. And Walker with it over the middle. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part...
And he will score! Touchdown, Seattle! Jermaine Kearse, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Walsh. And the lead is down to a field goal. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Short boot taken at the 21. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just thinking what...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Thomas Davis. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one taken from the 7. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that, because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Mecole Hardman, 82 yards. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place, We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Locke. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
He's not going to get me.
Block on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on what proves to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Miller running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. No gain there as he kept it himself. It's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Check. General West.
On 2nd down now. It's Henderson, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Arizona.
All right, zero rooting interest in it, but that one hurt.
Well, yeah, you're losing in the 4th quarter. A bad time for a fumble on a punt return.
They had an opportunity. All right, they were sensing. They're down on the scoreboard. And now they just gave that one up.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw is live. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got Kurz. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
20! And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Antonio Gates, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Walsh adds the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Throwing on 2nd down. Dalton rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Walker. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And now right out of the 2-minute break, will get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll run it again with Miller. Down to about the 22 here. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Lamar Miller. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Check. Fresno.
Miller. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Seattle. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do,
he's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 37 yards. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Seahawks, the wins have been hard to come by, but they get one here to move to 4-11 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.